This week, it's 7 weeks of lockdown, and I thought I'd give you 7 quick updates about things that have changed in policing during that time. During the lockdown, demand for policing services has been down, which has meant we've had time to be much more proactive. This has been bad news for drug dealers, where we've had plenty of seizures of cash and drugs, and people will be going before the courts. The downside is that some people have taken really badly to the lockdown, and some officers have been assaulted, coughed at, spat at. So I'm really pleased the courts are taking a very firm line, and anybody that's involved in assaults on emergency workers is seeing terms of imprisonment. I'm sure you'll agree that it's disgusting. Nobody goes to work to be assaulted, let alone during policing a pandemic. Another thing that's changed during lockdown is that we've had fewer crimes to investigate. At the end of last week, there were 335 fewer crimes than the same week of last year. And we've had more resource to deal with things. So we've had nearly 6,000 hours volunteered by our special constabulary, many of whom have been furloughed from other employment. When we declared a major incident, we stopped all of our non-essential training, but we're still actively recruiting and training now. We've now reached 1,979 officers across Surrey. We'll have another 15 colleagues joining us next month, and by March of next year, an additional 78. Our police community support officers and neighbourhood teams have been working with a wider group of organisations and volunteers supporting the vulnerable, delivering food parcels and doing welfare checks. And as of today, we've visited 1,966 vulnerable people right across the county. Here at our contact centre since lockdown, the team have taken well over 7,000 online reports, and nearly 1 in 2 of those have been related to COVID. The team have been doing an absolutely fantastic job, split over 3 different sites so we can maintain strict social distancing. As a result of that, our sickness levels are lower than they normally are, and the time it takes us to answer your 101 non-emergency calls is down to less than a minute. Having said all that, the online form is a really good way to make contact with us, so if you haven't used that before, please do check it out. As some of the council offices have been closed to the public, our front counter staff that normally work there have been redeployed to other duties. They've been helping out on the advice hotline, they've been making calls to the vulnerable to make sure they have what they need, and they've been helping staff here at Surrey headquarters take additional calls into our contact centre. And finally, we all know during lockdown that we've had to celebrate life and loss very differently. Many families across Surrey have been bereaved in recent weeks, and we'll be thinking of them particularly tomorrow on VE Day, when of course we give thanks to all of those that made sacrifices during the war. I'll be remembering my great-uncle Maurice. He served in the Merchant Navy and sailed in the Arctic convoys taking essential supplies across to Archangel and Murmansk in Russia. And I've got with me here today his Arctic Star that he was awarded posthumously. He was also, very unusually, awarded a Russian Bravery Medal in 1982, long after the war, which I take possession of too. So tomorrow I'll be remembering my great-uncle Maurice, and we know that there will be a time for celebration to come when we can all get together again as communities. But sadly, tomorrow's not that day. I know that it's been 7 weeks and it's been hard, but I'm sure in the coming weeks ahead we can look forward to some changes when we can get back together again.